Yay Media Group.
You got to put like lemon on there or something.
It's because I'm large.
Why'd you do that voice? Isn't that Ed Gein's voice? You brought that back? Why did he say large? Why'd you use that voice?
Because he's a psycho.
Oh, because you're saying the person who wrote that's a psycho?
Hey guys, episode 213. Do you ever pick your kids up from school and it's like chaos in the car? I'm Lawson and Layton. I pick them up today and it's nonstop fighting. We get in the house, nonstop fighting. I'm like, y'all been at school all day. What do you have to fight about?
I never know how you're going to start these things.
Well, good. Be surprised.
I'm surprised. But just as an audience, I'd be like, oh my God, they're fighting about their kids again? What's happening?
We're not fighting about our kids. It's just with school drop off or with school, it's just like little things. And you know what we're fighting about? Not we, them. We're fighting about?
What?
You know that song, Big Guy?
Yeah, SpongeBob, big guy.
Yeah, that's all that person says. It was about the lyrics. And Lawson was like, no, stupid. It says this. And then Layton started crying. I'm like, everybody stop screaming at each other.
You're wearing diamond earrings today.
You just noticed?
No hoops. Yeah, I just noticed.
Oh, these are my Christmas gifts to myself.
What's different about you?
These are my Christmas gift to myself. Can y'all see? I got them from my friend Lisa. She does jewelry.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't have to pay a ton of money, the double charge. I've learned so much from her. I would never go to a jewelry store ever again.
Well, why would you if you got somebody who knows about jewelry? I broke my watch again, my one that I've been complaining about. Speaking of repeat stories, I cracked it on a camera stand today.
You need to get a
never
sturdy. Well, I mean, this is just going to be an ongoing thing because it's a cheap watch and it just drives me absolutely crazy.
I know. I'm so pissed. I got to go back to Turkey now and get it fixed.
Where's our lady? You're going to Boulder.
I am. I'm going to go to Boulder.
Yeah. And get it fixed.
Yeah.
We can't just book a Turkey trip.
Yeah. So anyways, how was your day?
It was good. I went to my hormone lady. I was telling Jeff, I just love her. And I just wanted to hang out with her today. I don't know why. She just makes me feel so good.
It's good to have somebody to talk to.
And I told y'all she's got me on this meal plan. And so she did my starting weight. Nobody needs to know my starting weight. And then she pulled up my chart today because I had to weigh myself. And then you have to hold onto these bars and it tells your body fat percentage and all that.
Are you barefoot?
Yeah, I'll wear something like this so I can have a tank top.
And then it senses your feet and you hold on.
Yeah, all of that. And she goes, I'm so proud of you. She goes, look at this chart. And it just how it was up really high and it's gradually going down.
Good.
And she goes, and I'm proud of you that over Christmas you didn't gain any weight. And I go, I've been watching and I've been following what she's told me to do with fasting and kind of mimicking your diet type thing. And today I went to the gym and I did weights. I'm not going to be able to move my legs. Me and retired neighbor went to the gym. I called him because he had mentioned that he wanted to go work out. I go, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm on my bike in the basement watching Jeopardy. I go, how old are you?
He's retired neighbor.
And he started laughing. He goes, oh, I love Jeopardy. It just keeps my mind refreshed. I go, I never can get one answer on Jeopardy.
Yeah, you better get in quick because they get harder as the show goes on, the second round.
Yeah.
So you better get one or two in that first round.
I know. I'm always fascinated. Do they give them questions they know what's coming? The contestants, they got to have some type of idea.
I don't think so.
Or give them a category where they kind of have an idea where they know what to study because it could be so broad.
I think that's what it is. But I think a lot of Jeopardy, I remember we interviewed maybe the guy who hosts it now. Or so we interviewed somebody one time. But a lot of it is clicking that button. Those people know a lot about everything. Mm-hmm. And it's weird, when a sports question comes up or something, sometimes they have no idea. Yeah. It's just weird, your knowledge, what you're into. But if you click the button before they're done reading the question, you're locked out. It pauses you. So you have to get that timing right. Oh, do you see what I'm saying? That's why you see people like this, hitting it all the time. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be a meme now?
I feel I would do good on Wheel of Fortune. I just want to spin it.
You're a pretty good speller.
I feel like I could do it. I always try to figure it out. Sometimes I'm close.
I'm not good with words. I play words. Is it word? What do I? Wordle.
With your family.
With my family every morning. Yeah. So
Your
I'm getting
dad
better.
is probably so good.
Yeah, it's fun. I do it just and then we text each other our answers every day. Good way to stay in touch.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to get to what we're going to do today? That was a little small talk out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. So last episode, if you listened, we thought it would be funny just to do something different because the majority of you guys are awesome. But there are some people that I don't understand why they still listen to this podcast. And they're always mean and write really mean comments. And, but they still continue to listen. They just always write something mean or critiquing. And you know how Jimmy Kimmel has celebrities do mean tweets and they read? I think that's hilarious. So I wanted us to do mean comments.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, what is the segment called?
Oh yeah. What was it? Together, mess around and find out.
Yeah.
That's what our producer Riley came up with. So that was a good one. She just told us now. So Riley, shout out to you. So yeah, we're going to call this segment Together, mess around and find out. And by no means are we ignoring the people who write great comments and leave voicemails. We love to highlight you. We don't want to highlight negative talk or anything. This is the one circumstance we're going to take it out. So don't start writing mean comments thinking we're going to highlight you on the show. Actually, we're not even going to say the tag name of the people who writing in because we don't want to give them negative energy, even though they're throwing it at us. But we thought it'd be funny to kind of address some of these comments because that's what the world is today, a little bit of negative, but we're going to make light of a negative situation. So here we go.
Okay, hang on. So I'm going to read. This is probably my favorite mean comment ever to Jeff. I laughed so hard. And when
I told her not to tell me a lot of them, but this was after one of our episodes one day. She told me this comment and then it
was after me being sick, and Jeff got a lot of mean comments because you were consoling.
Listen, before we start this, you're probably right. Maybe I wasn't consoling. Nobody's perfect, okay? And we're on 213 episodes of this. Sometimes you're not on. Sometimes you have a bad day. Sometimes life's going on. Everybody has problems. You know what I mean? So sometimes you're off and a couple negative comments keep you on track, right? But when some people get over the top, like we're about to read, then it just gets ridiculous.
Okay. So this is one of the comments I got from the sick episode. This is towards you.
Okay.
Damn, I hope Jordan has a backup if she ever got really sick, because it damn sure wouldn't be him. He doesn't need therapy. He actually needs a psychiatrist. Is he really that bad and that upset and that resentful that he did not make it in Hollywood? It's okay to move on.
Man, they went right for a low blow.
Yeah, you freaking loser.
First of all,
working on a Colorado show, you didn't make it in Hollywood.
I'm on TV every single day. Okay, so
I love it.
The person who collects their toenails in a jar, take it easy.
Because you were like, there's bags of throw up out there, and people
disgusting.
are like, go pick it up and throw it. And then
me?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
And then other people were saying, I hope Jeff gets it worse than anyone else after how he talked to Jordan. Let her be sick. And how about leave her alone when she's sick and take care of the kids? Must be nice to be left alone when you're sick. And then next time, Jordan, throw up all over the place and let Jeff clean it up.
All right. You said one comment, not 30.
Well, that goes into one because that was like one episode, but there were so many good, hateful ones towards you that I couldn't just pick.
Okay. Let me explain myself. And for all, I don't care if I was married to any one of you out there. When you walk 20 feet with a bag of throw up in your hand and you put it outside, walk 22 feet and throw it in the trash. It's right next. I'm going to show you a picture of how close the garbage can is to these bags of trash that are right outside the door in our garage. Why not just finish the job?
Because it was
Why do I got to touch something? You just went to the doctor today and said you probably had neurovirus. Is that what it's called?
Norovirus.
Norovirus. which is super contagious. I'm going to pick up those bags of throw up that you tied in a knot like there's a goldfish in there and throw it in the garbage can.
I would do the same. I would do it for you.
But why don't you just go the extra
Because it's
2
like
steps?
2-3 in the morning and you get up and you're like a walking shit bomb. And I needed to get back upstairs and get next to a toilet.
All right. Well, I don't know if I'm going to correct that in the future. If that happens again in next year or this year, I don't know. Maybe try going the extra mile.
He did come up and check on me a couple times.
I check on you all the time. It's not people. What do you think? I'm at home and I don't even check on her and don't do anything around here? Of course I do. It's just, I'm not going to clean up your bag of, there's a goldfish in there with throw up.
You want to wipe my butt too?
Hey, listen, we're not far from that. It's around the bend.
I need you to stay healthy so I don't have to.
But go back. Well, I don't understand why that lady had to take a shot at like my career.
Because you have none right now.
What are you talking about? I'm on TV every day.
It's just, I don't know. It's just awesome.
I might be a little upset that it's not the caliber show that I was on, but it doesn't mean I didn't make it. I don't know what. First of all, that lady sounds like she's at protests all day and doesn't have a job. That's what I feel like. Well, I don't understand all these people protesting. It's Tuesday. By the way, it is Tuesday because we're filming this for Wednesday. Why are you at protests? Go work. Stop writing comments and go to work.
I think you get paid to protest.
Yeah, I think you must. Well, good. At least you're doing something.
All right. Okay, now this one is geared towards me. This is a mean one. Low key dying to know how Jeff's family feels about Jordan. I would put money down that they probably cannot stand her. The dad doesn't want to probably talk to her at all. We know based on all her side jabs and comments how she feels about all of them. Cares about her pillows more than her own family.
That's a shot. That is a shot at my family. I'm on board.
With what?
You do hide. Like when family's in town, you do hide.
When my dad comes, what do? My dad comes down to the basement.
Well, your dad comes down here.
And I go upstairs. And when my dad's in town, do you entertain my dad?
Yeah.
My dad, no, you don't. My dad takes the car and him and Judy leave and they go out to dinner, or I go to eat with them too.
No, he hangs out with the boys. We hang out.
You'll hang out with him if it's a Friday night and you're drinking. You're not hanging out.
Well, I don't hang out during the week. I can't entertain, even when my family's here, I can't when people come for a week, I can't be entertaining you every single day. I have to go to work and do things. On the weekend, I'll jam.
I was talking to a friend about this and she's like, I feel bad for you. Like when people come in town, she was like, because we all have family here, so we don't have to entertain our family. And then when you have family come in town, you guys have to like entertain people. 4 days is enough for me and I'm done.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, especially if you're going to work every day and you have things to do and you get up early, you can't be, you got to either you take off of work and do things around, but you can't, if they're just coming in, you can't entertain them every single day. People have to know that.
Yeah. I don't know. Jeff's mom, I was the closest to. And so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a break and we'll come back and get fired up.
Okay. You know we love our AG1. I drink mine every single morning before coffee. I always do 4 ounces of water, 1 scoop of AG1 shake, and I'm ready to go out the door because I'm always on a rush with the boys.
Yeah, and I drink mine every single morning. We've been partnered with AG1 for a long time, and I even drink AG1 before that. And that's how I start every single day. And then I take my AGZ is the last thing I put in my body at night. I'm really focused on health, especially this January. I don't know why people mock like dry January and trying to hit your fitness goals, but it's something I take serious, especially since I'm getting older. And AG1 fills all those nutritional gaps that I'm missing without eating the right foods. AG1 fills all those gaps for me.
I love it for gut health. You go on the regular too.
Yeah, it's always good. And I love their next gen formula because they're constantly trying to improve on something that's already great. I love them for years and they're constantly driving to get better, which is something I love about AG1.
AG1 has over 50,000 verified 5-star reviews and comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Go to drinkag1.com/togetherness to get their best offer. Get 3 free AG1 travel packs and get 3 free AGZ travel packs, plus get a free vitamin D3, K2, and AG1 welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription order. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness. drinkag1.com/togetherness. Welcome back. So this is a shot at you.
Oh boy.
Wonder how Jordan's family feels about Jeff, always putting her down, acting like she does nothing and he does it all. He really is condescending to her, and you people take his side because you think he's hot. Being hot looking does not mean he can be mean, unsupportive, and rude to her, calling out everything she does and doesn't do. There is obviously something affecting her. She said something's going on, so don't judge her because Jeff's an ass to her on here.
First of all, you people is racist. That person's racist, whoever wrote that. What are you talking about? I always support Jordan. She made more money than I did last year. I don't know what everyone's complaining about.
I know, and people write me and they're like, Miss Princess and sitting at home and like doing nothing. And I'm like, I know. I called Jeff.
Yeah, you did. I
go, hey, by the way, I just wanted to let you know I made more than you last year.
Yeah, she did. But it's like, what do you mean complain? You always complain like, oh man, I got to fold the clothes again or do laundry. We have a very traditional old school marriage. Maybe some of you don't do that anymore. I feel like our listeners are a little bit older, so they relate to that. And that's just the way the world was. Maybe it's not that way now, but we do have that traditional thing. But you folding clothes and doing the dishes or taking them out of the dishwasher is doing it for you. I have to drive to work every day and work. It's the same thing. It's like me complaining about driving to work every day. It's just part of it.
I'm not complaining. I hold my part of the deal, buddy.
I didn't say that. This person did.
Yeah, I hold my own. So
an ass. And I did like that. You threw in good looking there, even though it was a shot. I'm creeping up on 50, so I'll take it, even though that was the opposite. But I know secretly she's got a crush.
Okay, so this one is a jab at me. Jordan says she's antisocial, but never stops talking. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, no, that's...
But, okay, this is my thing.
Yeah, explain.
Mine is more, my social battery runs out. It's like, for instance, I'll hang out with the neighbors maybe Friday, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Saturday, I don't want to hang out with anybody. Or I'll see everybody Friday, Saturday, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to see anybody the rest of the week. I just kind of go in little things like that just because I have things around here that I do or things that I want to get done, and it just depends. Like sometimes on a Friday, I might feel like having a couple drinks. And then there's other weekends where I'm like, I don't want to drink at all. I don't want to be around anybody. I want to watch my true crime documentaries. I want to clean my house. I want to feel organized. I want to feel good. It's kind of like my moods. I can be super social, but then I don't want to be social.
Yeah, nobody's on all the time. That's impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it. Sometimes
and I don't like when people text me a lot with a bunch of plans of things to do. It almost like overwhelms me because I'm like, I still have my stuff I need to do with my family. And like, I just don't like it. I don't like go to dinners with friends or things like that. I hardly ever do that, but it's just because I like being home. I've always been that way though.
Yeah, I like it too. By the way, we're still going strong, dry January. So if people doing out that dry January out there, shout out. Last weekend, I'm pretty proud. I see all these things online of like, everyone's like making fun of like people who do dry January. It's like very cliche.
Okay, somebody put a comment and I saw it today. They go, you guys do dry January. You drink AG1. You're not drinking. You're not partying. And you guys, every single January, get so sick. And it happens to us every January.
No, I get sick in December. That's
I get
me.
sick every January.
I get sick every December.
And the kids bring whatever home from school because they've been on break. And then they bring it home and then I get it.
Yeah, I feel great in January because I'm getting rid of all the December stuff.
Yeah.
It's when I drink and eat and all of it just piles up on top. And then the holidays and people coming in or I'm coming in. It's just like, I don't know, everything.
I love how people though, they're like, oh my gosh, aren't you like dying? Aren't you ready to be done with dry January? I'm like, I'm going to keep going till we go out of town.
I kind of like it.
I like it. It doesn't bother. I don't have to like drink.
Yeah. It's just the social aspect of it.
You have to drink to be social.
No, what are you talking about? I've been hanging out every weekend.
I feel like when you're out and you're around other people, you have to drink.
I don't want to go to a bar to meet people while everyone's drinking and I'm just sitting there. I'll go to the neighbor's house and hang out, or I'll go out to dinner and do something. What are you talking about? I've been out to dinners. I've been by the neighbors every weekend.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about going by the neighbors. I'm talking about like meeting people out at like a bar.
Well, why would I go to a bar? Why would I go to a bounce house when I have a broken leg?
I went to a bar a whole year with you without drinking. I drank Coke.
Is this a challenge?
No, I'm just saying.
Do you want me to write a mean tweet to you?
You do it a lot. Anyway,
do not.
According to this. Okay, so this is a mean tweet towards Jeff. Jeff is a typical Trump supporter. Rules don't apply to him.
This person was definitely at a protest. All right, keep going.
That's all they wrote.
That's it?
Yeah. Okay.
What a psycho.
These all go in the same one. Everybody always comments about my weight.
You know what's funny when you look? Let me stop you real fast because give us time to comment a little bit. When people write these, first of all, I do believe that a lot of these are bots. That write some of these things. And some of them are just deranged people.
No, you can click on it and then you can see all the comments, and all the comments are normally like negative.
Yeah, but then their profile picture is like them with a puppy, or, it's like peace on earth. It's always something very positive about themselves, but they can't stand themselves. So they're writing on everybody's page. Again, I have to go back to, I've never written anything, and on anyone's page ever that was negative. I might be like happy birthday or something like that, or way to go, or I never seek people out that I don't know and write on their page. That's insane. Right. That's insane. And then to throw like politics on top of something just to like throw a jab. I know exactly the person who you are and where you're coming from, and that you hate yourself. You hate yourself, not me. Look in the mirror, not on the social media. Sorry. I can't clap back a little bit. Give me time to clap back a little bit.
Okay.
You can't just dish it out and just 300 comments to everyone around the world that you think, you know what I mean?
Jeff's getting fired up.
Yeah,
over
fucking nerd.
Okay, Jordan has put on some weight. It's so weird. I just watched their season. She looks so different. Jordan is very large these days.
Large Marge. Jordan's very large these days.
I've been called fat since I was a kid. Working on it, and those ones that these people are talking about, I had put on like 40 pounds, and it was when I was taking 2 antidepressants and I was drinking like 4 or 5 days a week. So
very large.
I got very large. My butt got big.
I'd like to see the person who wrote that, not to judge people for their looks, but I'd like to see the person who wrote that.
It's okay. And my boobs make me look bigger too. Jordan, you should go to college. Your brain is so sharp and should use it. That's a diss, right?
What?
Jordan, you should go to college. Your brain is so sharp and should use it. That's a dig, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's not? Oh, if that's a compliment, thank you. I took that as a dig.
I'm not sure, but it sounds like you're sharp. You should go to college because you never went to college. I don't know. I'm taking that as a positive.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe yeah.
Did you just sneak that in there? Here, let me read a mean tweet. Jeff, you look very handsome and beautiful today, and I love your witty personality. Jordan picks out good ones for herself.
So let's get this straight.
Who's this for?
This is a diss towards me. So let's get this straight. It's the first Christmas Jeff had without his mom, and Jordan is throwing Christmas decorations at the wall. I'm sorry, but the lack of awareness from Jordan is staggering, and it's once again all about her issues. She is really hard to watch. Her laughing is also not funny. It makes it worse. She might be sorry one day if she doesn't check herself.
Yeah, sister, sing it.
I get pissed. And when I get pissed, I can't control my anger. And Jeff knows I will never back down from a fight, and I'll never apologize.
First of all, relax. Okay, we're going to start there. Relax, tough guy.
It's true, though.
No, well, yeah. I don't know if that's 100% true.
I was mad. Well, we already talked about this because you weren't helping me.
I'm just a little bit older, and I pick my battles now because I still get pissed, but I try to control my temper. So you should applaud me for controlling my temper.
Yeah, you're better than what you used to be.
Mending fences when things go wrong.
Yes. I'm immature and stubborn, and I don't like backing down. I will go like toe to toe.
But who are you battling? When we get in a fight, who are you battling?
I'm battling you.
I'm not battling you though. I react opposite.
I have to speak my piece. And I have to get it all out. And then sometimes when you don't react, it makes me even more mad that you're not reacting.
Yeah, I know.
To me. So then I raise my voice and I get more mad.
But it diffuses the situation.
Jeff's like this. You put your hands on your head and then he'll apologize. Then I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just better to do that. It's better just to eat it and not fight back.
Yes.
Like you can only eat so much shit. You know what I mean? Because when I blow it, then watch out.
No. Okay. This one isn't a diss. This one was towards you. It's Jeff. We don't want beef tallow. We want Jordiniaire.
What does that mean?
Beef tallow.
I know what
we were
Jordiniaire
talking
means.
about that.
Oh, like
it's not a diss. This one isn't a diss. Meaning, like, I don't know. We were talking about beef tallow.
That stuff that you use?
I guess. And then they said they want Jordiniaire.
So it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Jeff, I love you, but please quit putting your podcast down. Let's flush this one. So random. That is what we love about this podcast, the randomness, or should I say the random mess. Your podcast is great, even on what you may think is your worst. Love y'all.
Oh, that was a compliment.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Sometimes I feel like we just talk about our kids or when we start, I don't know, maybe I'm just because I've been in television and production, I'm like, oh, you got to start off strong and grab the audience, and then keep them going because a lot of people fall out. There's a million other podcasts. There's a million other things to entertain you, watch on TV, music, whatever it may be. And then when we start off and we're like, it's hot here in Colorado. Our kids are gripey.
Other people have kids too, and they get it.
No, I get it, but I'm answering the question.
Well, I'm just saying other people listen and they relate to it because they have kids and they get their kids getting in the car after school and everybody's screaming. You're like, oh my gosh, I was just sitting in my car today in peace and quiet and listening to my millennial music. And then all of a sudden we get in and you're like, what the heck just happened? Why is everybody fighting?
Millennial music?
Yeah, you're millennial music.
Me?
No, me. I'm a millennial.
You are?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know all that stuff.
But, okay, Jeff, be grateful when she cooks, brat.
Brat. I am grateful when she cooks. What are you talking about? I'm very grateful when she cooks. I just like the whole reason I like to cook. Well, I feel like I'm doing a lot of this defending myself here.
Well, I'm reading. I'm the host.
You're our large host for today.
I'm Shamu.
Larger than you.
I'm
larger than usual.
The whale.
Larger than usual. That's hilarious.
We need to put that on a shirt.
Like a summer shirt. Larger than usual. And it's just a big cover up for the pool. I'll wear a robe like that. Oh my God. I don't know why that made me laugh. No, the whole reason I like to cook, because I like things. What are you laughing at? The large thing. Jordan will cook like something, it's so bland. I can't take it. I'm like, did you put salt in here? And she's like, no. I'm like, did you put pepper? Like, what's going on in here? Did you cook? And it's just like a piece of chicken thrown in a pan. I'm like, you got to put like lemon on there or something.
It's because I'm large.
Why'd you do that voice? Isn't that Ed Gein's voice? You brought that back? Why did he say large? Why'd you use that voice?
Because he's a psycho.
Oh, because you're saying the person who wrote that's a psycho?
Okay, this one's for me. Jordan, read a recipe. It's not that complicated.
Yeah. Put a little salt on there.
And then Jeff, relax, buddy. So judgmental.
We probably should have had some drinks when we're doing this.
This is awesome.
What do you mean judgmental about what?
I don't know. It's whatever episode. I was just picking random episodes and like trying to find them. Jeff is such a smartass to Jordan. I feel bad for her sometimes.
First of all, that's part of our banter. Get someone that likes you.
You guys, seriously, I say this all the time.
I could throw some mean fucking digs, dude. I'm pretty good at it.
If Jeff and I stop like yelling at each other and bickering and fighting and dishing it to each other, then there's problems in our relationship.
I think it's funny to do it like in a funny way, not like belittle somebody and like make them cry. That's not what I'm talking about. But like, you know, your good friends, your family, our relationship, we always throw like little digs that we'd say about ourselves, but at each other, and we laugh about it. Mm-hmm. You know, and like we laugh about, I don't know. It's just like your good friends and that circle, you could say whatever you want. And again, it's not racist or nobody's crying. That's when you know you have good friends and a good relationship. You know what I mean? When you could take those funny digs, that's obvious, and point them out. But if you said that like on this podcast, people are like, how dare you? You know, it's like, you don't have any good friends around you. You don't have any good people. All my life growing up is just like busting balls, you know?
If people heard how me and my family talk to each other, we would be canceled.
Canceled what? You can't get canceled.
No, I'm just saying, no, my family, how we speak to each other about how our bodies have
I know.
fat.
That's what I'm saying.
People would be so offended by how we speak to each other.
But that's how everybody talks in their groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you don't have any friends, you lash out and you write mean comments to other people because that's the way you feel about yourself.
I had somebody one time, I said something very blunt, but I was being honest. It was to another mom, and she was offended by what I said. And I was like, what did I say that was so wrong? And so I sent her a side text, and I was like, I wasn't being mean. I was just like playing around. And she was like, well, the other moms didn't think it was funny because I guess the other mom started a side text talking about what I wrote to her. And I go, I was being blunt with you. I thought, and I love people who are blunt and honest, and those are like my type of people. That's how I know I like can trust you, is like, I don't know if somebody just says something like that, but apparently this was a long time ago, but apparently I said something and none of the moms thought it was nice. And I was like, see, y'all are too sensitive for me. But y'all aren't my type of people.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
No, you learn the hard way. I mean, that's life.
But then you almost feel like it's almost just to start drama.
Yeah. But then you know to stay away from those people.
Well, I did.
Yeah. But it's like, those people because then they are, I don't know what it is. It's like someone wants to get something over on you, or it's like, it's the same people who like are sensitive like that and also gossip a lot. It goes hand in hand. They like want to get something on you. And, like, oh man, Jordan from Big Brother, I just met her. Do you know what she said to Cindy? Like, oh God, not a good person. And then just gossip about it. And somehow they feel like they're better than you by gossiping about you, or I got you, like that gotcha moment. Mm-hmm. If they're your friends, they don't do that. You know what I mean? Like when we're with our friends and our neighbors and our family, it's like, I don't go upstairs and be like, could you believe what your brother said to me? Have I ever said that? What? You know what I mean? Like we bust each other's chops. That's just what people do. Mm-hmm. It's not like we're doing it all the time, but it's like when you're walking on eggshells and you're around someone that's like, is very gossipy or is going to be offended very easily. Please take it, like go over there. I just want to have fun. I'm not here to defend what I'm saying. We're at a bar. We're laughing about something. I'm not holding court, on a soapbox. It's just, I don't have time for that, to walk on eggshell bullshit.
Like my neighbors, we can diss each other.
Oh my God, it's the funniest.
It's so funny. And we can like crack up about it and make fun of each other. And I love that.
Maybe people think we're crazy out there, but I don't know. That's what makes good friends and good company,
I think people don't understand sometimes like how you and I communicate with each other. And I think that's another thing. I think you can be like misunderstood because just how you deliver it.
For sure.
And it's
I do know that.
Because when I first started dating Jeff, I remember him just talking to me and I'm like, why are you so mad? Like, why are you yelling at me? And he's like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm telling you a story. And I was like, oh, really? And then when I mean, obviously now I like super know you, like your friends. And then I'm like, your friends are angry, the ones in Chicago. And I'm just like, okay, I get it.
But they're not angry. That's just how we talk.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. Like because when I first met you guys, I'm like, they are like the biggest group of like angry people ever.
And by the way.
But that's how you guys I remember.
Oh, I know. But I'm saying, do you know who's like that now?
Who?
You.
Well, I'm with you all the time.
You're like that now.
I know. I used to be quiet and calm.
You throw some jabs. I'm like, damn.
I know. I get mad. No, I was telling Jeff the other day, I was like, I feel like, you change so much. You just have to make sure that you're both changing together. I feel like this past year have changed a lot in different ways and like your personality. And I don't know. I told Jeff, I was like, there's certain things that like now I feel like this is what I want. I know what I want, and things like I'm going to put up with and things I'm not going to put up with. And I don't know, maybe it's just like getting older or things that in my 20s or 30s were like, whatever, and let it slide. And it's like my kids, I feel like early 30s, it was just like survival mode with the kids. And now that they're getting older and more independent, it's like, I feel like I'm getting myself back. So like my goal this year before I turn 40 is to feel the best I've ever felt and look the best I ever have looked. And I have two other friends that are turning 40 as well. And we all like meet up at the gym in the morning and like motivate each other and try to help, keep us all going. And they're on like this weight loss journey too. And they want to look the best they've ever looked. And I feel like when you have that, you have more confidence and everything is better. Like you're better. Everything's better. You're a better mom. And like my whole thing is focusing on my kids too, but they also have their independence now. And it's just, I can feel myself in a way like changing, but in a good way.
Am I changing in a bad way?
No, you've just been through a lot.
Yeah.
But you've definitely changed. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way.
It's hard, and I probably will never be the same after that.
No.
The year I had, so, I guess, life is just different stages and how you deal with things, but I think, dealing with things internally or just, within, just between us or our family, that's one thing. When there's outside pressure, of like all this other stuff, that doesn't really matter, that you could eliminate from your life very easily.
Well, I was reading I did a post, our family photos, and those of y'all that follow me on Instagram, you saw like they did come out good, right? You would never know Leighton was having meltdown crying. And we did an episode about that if you missed it. And somebody put one of the comments like couple goals, like you guys are like, what did they say? Meaning like perfect, like with a relationship. And in my head, I was like, no, we're not. We're like the opposite of that, but we're very real and we put ourselves out there and we put our relationship out there and we give it to each other and we have our good days. we have our bad days. There's some days you're like, you've been working all day, and right before we started recording, you fell asleep. You took like a 20-minute nap, and I didn't bother you because I knew you were tired. And so I came down here and set this up.
It was like a 7-minute nap.
It's not perfect. And then you have your bad days with your kids. Leighton lately has been such a pain and like really difficult. And it's just like, yeah, that picture, it's beautiful. The mountains and the snow, and we look like this perfect, happy family. But then behind closed doors, you have your issues. You have your things.
But that's life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you have to be like, all right, this is part of life.
But on Instagram, if you're scrolling and you're looking through that, and let's say you are having problems with your husband or your kids or whatever, and you're like, gosh, look at this family. They look so perfect. And it's like, no, we all have our problems. There's people out there struggling with health issues right now. There's people struggling with their marriage, people struggling with their teenagers, whatever it may be. Like nothing is perfect. And I lately have just can't get on Instagram, because when I get on Instagram, it's so just negative, or it's just like too perfect. And I'm like, I can't stand this.
No, yeah. No, I've noticed,
pushing back.
I've noticed too, you know, not saying I'm completely off social media, but when I do go on there, it's once in a while. And I do find myself right away, like, I got to get off this. You know what I mean? Because again, I use the example of like, you know, say this is your body. You could only pour so much water into here before it overflows. You know, there's so many world problems that you could think about. What's going on in our own country? What's happening in Minnesota now? Around the country? That's all you hear is negative stuff. I got a cup full of my own shit that I'm dealing with. I can't deal with everything else. And then on top of it, people will be like, why aren't you talking about this? Or why don't you comment about this? Or I can't believe you said this about this. It's like that kind of stuff could easily be eliminated from your life. Just shut your social media off. You know what I mean? Just shut that off. Let other people who don't have, you know, kids or don't have these other issues that they need to fill up their cup with something. And it's hate and anger for things that they can't control. You know what I mean? Control what you could control and don't worry about the rest. That's where I'm kind of getting at, because I got my own demons, my own problems, my own things that I'm worried about, you know, whether it's life, career, money, relationships, kids, family. Those are the things that are important,
work.
You know?
It's all so much work. And it's like,
but it is, yeah,
but
that's
you
life.
and I mean, way back when we could have easily, I can pinpoint certain times, like in my 20s when we could have broken up, when after I had Leighton, we could have broken up. Like I can pinpoint certain things where it's like those rough patches that you have, and then you work through them. And then it's just everything is work.
That makes you stronger.
Yeah.
When you get through things, it's just like working out. It sucks and it hurts and you don't want to do it. And then after you do it, you feel better. And then when you continue to do it, your muscles grow and you get stronger. It's just like relationships. You go through good and bad. And then when you come out the other side, you're stronger for it. That's life. That's everything in life. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to make sure you're aware of it though. Like, man, I just went through that really tough time. That's why it rains. So you enjoy sunny days. That's why it's, you know, it's just like the circle and cycle of life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What?
I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you ever see that video, speaking of social media? I don't even know who it is, but it's some girl talking to girls like really big lips. And she's like, uh-huh. You know what I'm talking about? And then the guy's like, yeah. Like he gets mad at her. It like makes fun. What? I don't know. I wish I'm explaining it wrong, but I could see her face. She's got like really big lips. And then some guy's like, I don't know. That was stupid. I wish I could pull up the clip.
You want to read a card? I think we're closing out. Done. I think we're done on that note.
I gotta find that video.
We have so many more because Riley picked some and I have some. We'll save Riley's for another day.
Throw a couple more out.
You want what?
Yeah, throw one more out. Where are we at?
What?
We're going
long. Let's see.
Are there any good ones? Like good, real mean ones?
No, I mean, there have been some, but I couldn't find all. I don't know why Jordan was so annoying in this episode. I think Jeff was annoyed too. She doesn't allow anyone to talk.
All right, maybe we should stop.
That's pretty shitty on her part not to watch. No excuse and selfish on her part. Not all about you, Jordan. Great job, Jeff, on your first day of work when I went walking. And I didn't watch your first show.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's a local show. Wait, we're going to end on this one because this is a great mean one towards me. No, it's towards me and I love it. Okay, ready?
Is it going to be...
No, what? Jordan's the worst winner in BB history, literally. I respect Jeff's game more, even if he placed like 5th and 7th. She gets excused for something that another house guest got expelled for in BB 14, solely based on gender. Let's call it how it is, and that's what it is. Jordan and Willie both, who's Willie? Both charged their victim. Both made physical contact. Willie had dramatic music playing with the producers coming on the loudspeaker while Jordan gets a pass. Congrats, Jordan. You won solely based on your female privilege. I'm sure you're proud.
What?
Who's Willie?
I don't know. What do you mean? I don't even get what that means.
It said I'm the worst winner.
Victim? Was there a victim comment in there?
I charged at my victim, or I charged at their victim. I charged at Russell.
Russell's the victim of that circumstance. Yeah, he's probably still in therapy from that. He was probably really offended. He was very victimized.
We need to see Russell on a reality show. I would love it. He plays the best villain. He needs to be on House of Villains.
Love, that was 17 years ago.
Yeah, but he would be such a good villain.
Yeah, he would be. He's got a family now and stuff.
I sent him on a DM and I was like, I got to see you back on TV. He's like, I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah, he's got a family. I mean,
he can't be mean.
No, he could still be mean, but I mean, like, he's got a not, to go back to the real world, whatever. Those people, everyone's different. You grow up, you have different life cycles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not the same You think if you go back, you're going to chest bump somebody in the house?
No, but I think I would lose my cool like I normally do.
No, you wouldn't.
In the house, I think after 50 something days.
Yeah, because you're older now. You have different circumstances.
Yeah, but I think it's very easy to lose your cool in there. And depending on the dynamic and who's in there, I think you could lose your top. Do you think I expected to flip out on Shelly when I got mad? No, I wasn't planning on flipping out. It just happens. You're in the moment.
I get it. Of course, it's a pressure cooker.
Saying, you never know. I might lose my cool again if I was in there in the house talking with somebody and let's say something happened and they screwed over my teammate and I got fired up because you're stuck in that house for 50 something days. You might lose your cool.
No, trust me, I get it. I'm not telling you I'm Mr. Cool over here. I probably would too, but for different reasons. You know what I mean? To go in there now at almost 40 and almost 50 is like,
no,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
I don't love it that much.
No. And to put everything on the line in this day and age, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You just standing there, people would be like, racist. It's like, dude, I'm not here for that shit. You know what I mean?
Overly large person.
Look at George just standing there like a large person.
I'm offended.
You're the victim. Oh boy. See, that's what I could do without all that bullshit. I've been swearing too much lately. Let's read a quote and get out of here. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. That's true.
Yep.
Everybody makes mistakes.
I do. All right. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you like this episode. I don't know if anybody's going to like it, but all right. Bye.
No, actually, you know what? We're going to end on this. Thank you for all your great comments over the years and every episode that we put out and all the voicemails and all the love. And then when we see you at the store, all the love still. So let's appreciate the love in life. All the people that are negative and hate themselves, let them connect the toenails and their fingernails in a jar and go protest during the day and hate their life for the rest of their life. And I feel bad for people around them. Bye.
Bye.